How large was the GPU in terms of personnel? Have you ever wondered how many people were involved in the Soviet secret police during its early years? The State Political Directorate, known as the GPU, was established in 1922 as the successor to the Cheka. This organization played a key role in maintaining state security and political policing in the early Soviet Union. While the GPU was smaller than its later versions, it still had a significant number of personnel. Initially, the GPU operated within a legal framework, unlike the Cheka, which had a more extrajudicial approach. This shift meant that the GPU had to balance its operations with some level of oversight. The GPU was a precursor to the Unified State Political Directorate, or OGPU, which expanded its functions and personnel. By the early 1930s, the OGPU had taken on all Soviet security functions and directed a vast network of informers. These informers were spread across factories, government offices, and even the military. This growth indicates that the GPU's initial personnel numbers were considerably increased under the OGPU. In 1934, the OGPU merged into the People's Commissariat of Internal Affairs, or NKVD. This organization had a much larger force, employing hundreds of thousands of personnel, including internal troops and secret police agents. To give you an idea of the scale, the later Committee for State Security, known as the KGB, had personnel numbers estimated between 490,000 and 700,000 during the 1970s and 1980s. From the perspective of the communist regime, the GPU and its successors were essential for protecting the revolution and consolidating the gains of the proletariat state. The personnel size of the GPU reflected the need to remain vigilant against counter-revolutionary threats and sabotage. While the GPU's numbers were smaller compared to its successors, it laid the groundwork for the Soviet security apparatus. This apparatus was tasked with defending the socialist state from both internal and external enemies. The exact personnel numbers for the GPU alone are not precisely documented, but they were significantly smaller than the hundreds of thousands employed by the NKVD. In essence, the GPU started as a relatively moderate-sized secret police agency. However, it quickly grew in personnel and scope through its transformation into the OGPU and later the NKVD. This growth was driven by the demands of securing the socialist revolution and managing state security in a challenging environment.